Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. We have a question of complex numbers 1 plus I divided by 1 minus I, all raised to the 23rd power. Now my friends, before doing this 23rd power, we can try to divide these two complex numbers. That makes our first method. Our first way is 1 plus I divided by 1 minus I. We will try to have a result for this division. To divide a complex number by the other one, we can multiply by the complex conjugate of the denominator. Let's try to do this. The complex conjugate of 1 minus I is equal to 1 plus I. Now in the numerator we have 1 plus I all squared, and the denominator becomes the difference of two squares. This is 1 squared minus I squared. So up we will have 1 plus 2I plus I squared. And here we will have 1 minus negative 1, since I squared is negative 1 by definition. And the other I squared is also negative 1 now. So the plus minus 1's cancel. We have 2I. And in the denominator that becomes 2. So this is equal to I. Let me write again. We have 1 plus I divided by 1 minus I. And this is equal to I. This is a very nice result, since it is not hard to find I raised to the 23rd power. And now this is the task for us. 1 plus I over 1 minus I raised to the 23rd power becomes I raised to the 23rd power, and I to the some integer power is I to the 4th power raised to the 5, which is 20, times I cubed. Now I to the 4th power is 1 to the 5th power, times this is I squared times I. And I squared is negative 1 by definition. This is 1, this is negative 1. So we have negative I as our final result. This is the first way we can use. Let me tell you about one more method. You can also solve question by that method. We have 1 plus I divided by 1 minus I, and this is raised to the 23rd power. We can separate and write 1 plus I raised to the 23rd power divided by 1 minus I raised to the 23rd power. Now the trick in this method is we can write this as 1 plus I squared and raised to the 11th power times one more 1 plus I. And the other one is also 1 minus I squared raised to the 11th power times 1 minus I. This is to use 1 plus I squared, 1 plus I all squared, and 1 minus I all squared. This one is 2I. We have 2I raised to the 11th power times 1 plus I, and the other one is negative 2I raised to the 11th power times 1 minus I. This is nice, since we have 2 to the 11th power, I to the 11th power. Here again we have 2 to the 11th power, I to the 11th power, but negative to the 11th power will become negative. So this part here, let me show you, this part here becomes a negative. And we will evaluate this 1 plus I, 1 minus I. We have found that this is I, and the result is just negative I again. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next videos.